Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Alex the Harshman here, and today we're going to be going over how to get MLS access to pool comps or very close to it. So, without further ado, here we go.
Alright, what's going on, guys? So what we're going to be talking about today is how to get MLS access, or the next closest thing. Um, you can do it the free way or the paid way, kind of like I was describing in my other videos. Just like with marketing, you can do it the free way or the paid way. The difference is how much time and energy you want to spend on it. So, and I'll even talk about how to get actual MLS access towards the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into the free way. With Zillow, you can actually pull comps and find estimated value of their property, your subject property that you're getting under contract. And that way you can have your comps for your data just to come up with that offer. You can do this through other websites like Redfin, Trulia, Realtor.com, but I just found Zillow to be my favorite. It's more user friendly than the other ones, in my opinion, and it's got a lot of the information that I look for. I don't spend a whole lot of time on comps because my buyers do the research for me. I always make sure that I let them know, hey, anything I give you as far as information is a courtesy, and the rest of it's for you to come up with because it's up to the buyer to do their own due diligence. And I found that even if you provide them with comps, they're going to pull their own that favor their offer price. So, I really give them a hard time if they want comps. I say, I'll really send them to you, but honestly, it's up to you to pull them. And they'll say, okay, well, yeah, I understand. And I go from there. So when we go to Zillow, we want to go ahead and type in the address of the property. I just typed in this property. It's a property I know here locally. It's sold. It's not a wholesale or anything. It's just a regular retail sale. So let's just assume that we already know what the property condition is because we talked to the seller on the first phone call. We got all the questions that we needed to ask, and we know the general condition on it based off of what they told us. So using that information, we're going to go in here to Zillow, confirm that it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 720 square foot house. Confirm all this information. It gives us the heating, cooling sometimes, a lot of facts and features here that we can use. Price, tax history. It even gives us a Zestimate, which is Zillow's estimate of what the property is worth based on the area. It's not always accurate, and I'll tell you why here in a second. You can look up the neighborhood, how the market is. It's a seller's market right now, which I would agree because I know the area, and I would say this is very accurate right now. Sometimes this isn't accurate, but always make sure. Saying that the median's estimate in the area is average of 229, which I would say is pretty fair. Schools in the nearby area. This is a very good, information because buyers are going to want to know when they flip the property, is this going to be a family-friendly neighborhood? When we go back up here, we're just going to take this information here and try to find some comparable properties that are just, very similar to this. And you'll see that when we go into this and versus PropStream, there's some information here that Zillow doesn't have, and that's why I love PropStream. So let's go up here to for sale. We're going to change this to sold because it defaults it to for sale. And now we can see it from all these red dots, they turn yellow. And what that means is these are all properties that have sold. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure we go to this filter up here that says more and change it to sold in the last 6 to 12 months. Now we can only see properties that have sold in the last, for me, 6 months. And that's important because we want to find out relative information, which that is the most relative comps that you can get. And you can even go as far as just making sure you uncheck all these other things if you know what kind of house it is, single family, multifamily, and that would give you better information as well. Anything you see on the screen here is going to be what you see on the right side. So instead of searching for these little dots and kind of seeing what they're all about, you can actually see it like a little bird's eye view here on the right side, which is very helpful. And again, we're looking for 2-bedroom, 1-bath, similar to the square footage and everything. Right off the bat, we see one for 118,000. It's basically identical to the property we have. Go into the condition of it. Oh wow, we can see it's kind of not updated and it needs some updates. So that's a good condition price for it needing a full cosmetic overhaul. I would not use this. It's twice the square footage, almost even more. I wouldn't use that as either. It's a two-story. This would be a good one, but it's got too many bedrooms. This is on the outskirts of what, this is kind of on the limits of what we want to pull for a comp. It's got one extra bath, and it's got a lot more square footage. But we see this one here. It's an extra bedroom, but it looks just like our subject property. Just to show you again, I mean, that house looks just like this one. It's just different color. So I would say that's a good comp. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the condition, and we can see this has been renovated. So this is a good ARV comp. We can see it's got a basement. It's also got that extra bedroom, so we're going to factor that in. But based off of just seeing this one, I can already tell that this property is going to be probably worth 130 to 140, just off the top of my head. But then we got another one here. It sold for 144, and it looks just like our house too, with a carport. Now our property does have a garage. It sold right on the outskirts of the 6 months there, but we can still use it. We can't see the condition of it, but if I'm assuming based off the price of the other one, this is probably a completely renovated property. But let's see if we can find one. So here, boom, Glenwood Avenue. This is like 3 houses down, and it looks just like our house. Same garage and everything, and it's been completely updated. So this is a very, very good comp. So what we would do is take those 3 prices, kind of average them together to come up with that ARV zone. I like to do like 5 to 10 grand ARV zone, but I don't even put ARV on my marketing pieces anymore to my cash buyers, because like I said, it's up to them to do their own research. If they ask, I give it to them. But at the end of the day, if they're serious cash buyers, they're gonna know what the property's worth. So based off that, we know that our 130 to 140 ARV is pretty accurate if we average those together. And that is kind of, the gist of the freeway of pulling comps. Now let's go into the prop stream, and I'll talk to you about how valuable the system is. This system is extremely valuable because not only is it 97 bucks per month, but you get 10,000 leads per month, and there's no cap on that, so you can buy more leads after that if you want. And you can pull comps, you can do repair estimates, you can look at the market analytics. You can see it just gives you all this information. Let me show you this real quick. So just like a weather map, you can go and see the price growth in the last 6 months. And just like a weather map, the red, yellows, greens and everything, greens and blues are really bad, but the reds and the orange and the yellows are really high price growth. So these are good areas to target for your wholesaling pieces. Now this is extremely versatile. You guys asked me how to find a market to do virtual wholesaling in. Here you go. There's no better way to figure out what's a hot market than to just freaking go in the prop stream and do this. You got a weather map of income, pretty much is what I call it. So very valuable tool, man. I can't express how valuable it is just for 97 bucks per month. And I got a free trial, 7-day free trial in my description. So check that out if you don't already have this. All the big players are using this. I can confirm that, and it's cost effective. There's no reason why you wouldn't use it. So now we're going to type in our address that you were talking about earlier into the search bar. We did. It came up with the information here. We're going to click details. We can see the estimated value. So this is like this estimate for a prop stream, and we can see who owns it, MLS details, comparables, tax information. We're going to go to comparables right now. It automatically defaults at the public record, but we're going to click on MLS, and without us even doing anything, it actually defaults it with a half mile and the square footage range that we should be at, which is perfect because that's what we want to do. This is the exact square footage range that we need to be in. It doesn't do the bedrooms and baths, but it gets pretty close. So let's see. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 720 square foot for all of them. So these are perfect comps. They've sold in the last year. And 140. So it gives us the average of all these comps we didn't even do anything. We just typed in the address and clicked on comps, and it does everything for you. Powerful. And we know they're perfect comps because they're 2 bed, 1 bath, 720 square feet. We can even click on the pictures just to confirm the condition. This is the one we looked at on Zillow. We know that's a good ARV. Same thing with this one. I don't know. Oh, that's the one we couldn't find the photos for. See, Zillow didn't have that, but this prop stream does. And that's why. It's because it pulls it from the MLS. And let's go to this last one here. That's the one we saw on Zillow. It's outdated, and that's why it's sold for much less. So we know that our ARV that we had was very accurate based off the research we just did. PropStream obviously did it in like less than a couple minutes, and we can even go in here and do this view comp report. It's going to do its thing real quick, and it's going to print out a nice, beautiful pamphlet for your buyers if they ask for it. And you can really look like, hey man, this guy or girl's done their homework. They know what they're doing. So once it pops up here, we'll go ahead and click on it. It does take a little bit every now and then. There it is. And wow, this just looks pretty already. I've seen the MLS comps that you can pull, and this looks a lot better in my opinion. It's got all this information, relative information that they need, year built, everything, man. So extremely, extremely useful. Based off of that, I just want to let you know that's the free way, and you can do it also the paid way, which is the prop stream, which I just showed you. You can also get a little creative if you wanted to spend a little bit more time and energy, maybe even a little bit more money. You can go all to your local brokers in the area if you're doing this locally. And if you're doing virtually, you can call all the brokers and just say, hey, I'm a real estate investor in the area. We're doing a lot of off-market stuff, a lot of wholesales, and we're pulling a lot of comps. The reason I'm calling is I'm looking for an agent that we can build a relationship with. We'd like to get MLS access in exchange for some of our dead leads that maybe just a cash offer wouldn't work for them, but a listing would. And we're coming across a lot of those too. So see what they say. Everything's up for negotiation. So if they say no, just remember you can add a little bit more to the deal. And that's the same thing for wholesaling, guys. So when they say no, that doesn't work for me, just say, okay, well, what if we paid you like 20 to 30 bucks per month, and that way you don't have to pull the comps, because we're doing a lot. We would hate to ask you to do that, because we'd be asking a lot of you, to spend your time pulling all these comps, because we come across a lot of properties. Just see if that works for them. You're gonna get a lot of no's, so expect that. But strive to ask 100 people, and one of them will say yes. I guarantee it. So without further ado, I hope you found value out of this video. It's taken me like I tried to record this video like 6 times, and the audio didn't capture for all the other 5 times. So hopefully this time it did work. But just remember, I'm giving this information for free. A lot of the big dogs are charging thousands of dollars for it. Myself, I've paid over $35,000. I've made over $100,000 in mistakes. So take advantage of my experience, the information and knowledge I'm giving out for free. And just if you find value out of it, only thing I ask, guys, is just give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell. That's it. Share with your friends. Make sure, because we're not only changing our own lives, we're changing other people's lives too. And this information, I think, will help change other people's lives. And if you believe that too, please share this video. See you on the next one, and take care. Do your hair.